Buenas tardes. I'm Sherry Cortez and I'm your missionary in Guatemala. People often believe that Guatemala is in the middle of a jungle since we're so close to the equator and that it's always hot. Well, it kind of is. Part of it is. Let's take a look at where Guatemala is. Guatemala is in Central America. We're just below Mexico. You can fly here in about 6 hours or you can drive in about 30. Guatemala kind of looks like a giant Christmas stocking or Christmas booth. The top part of the country is jungle and it's hot all the time. But most of the country is high up in the mountains, and that's where I live. The highest point in Guatemala is over 10,000 feet and gets snow. There are 30 active volcanoes in Guatemala and I live near 3 of them. There's only 2 seasons, rainy and dry. In the rainy season, we get more rain in 2 or 3 days here than California gets all year. Guatemala is a very diverse country, but there are 4 main culture groups: the Ladinos, who are of Spanish descent, the Chinchas, who live in the south, and the Garifuna, who live in the east. They're descendants of escaped slaves. And then there's the Maya. There are 21 different Maya groups, and they each have their own language. Not different versions of the same language, but 21 different languages, and they each have their own set of beliefs. So there are actually 25 completely different languages spoken in Guatemala. I get asked a lot how I came to be in the mission field and why I came to Guatemala. In order to explain that, I first have to tell you how I learned about Jesus and what happened, and then why serving God is so important to me here in Guatemala. Yep, 40 years ago when I was 18, a friend invited me to youth group at her church, and that was the very first time I had heard about Jesus. It was not just a story for Easter or Christmas, that he was real and living and he loved me just as I was, even all the parts of me that aren't perfect. I really needed to hear that message because I never really felt good about myself. But now I heard about someone who loved me so much, he died for me, he took the punishment for all the things I had done wrong. I was loved, I had hoped. That very first night I was asked to go with a group of other kids to Mexico to work in the orphanages and with the street kids. What I saw there was scary and it was so sad, but it changed my life forever. People actually lived in the dump, a place where we throw our trash away. They had no water to drink, no water for baths. They found boxes and wood and they built their homes. They slept on the ground with blankets or coats that they found in the trash. The kids found stuff in the trash to make toys out of. The smell was so bad it made some people throw up. It was so hard for some people to see, they never came back to help again. This experience changed my life forever, and I learned a very valuable lesson. They were happy because someone sacrificed their life and time and money at home. They got to hear about Jesus, and like me, they learned that someone loved them, and that is a powerful, powerful thing. They found hope because someone shared the good news of Jesus, life and death and resurrection with them. So that's how I came to know Jesus. But how I came to Guatemala actually was because of Miss Gina. So all those years, I still kept working for and supporting missionaries because I knew from working in Mexico that experience showed me they really need our love and support. And so for 40 years, I prayed for them, I helped them, I gave money, and I went and did as much as I could during that time. But then my kids grew up, and I was like, Lord, what do you want me to do next? I will do and go wherever it is that you want me to go. And he knew that he had already placed in my heart a love for missionaries and missionary kids. So Miss Gina invited me to come to Guatemala, and a few years later, I ended up coming down here to live and working with the kids of the missionaries who live in this area. So even though Miss Gina invited me and I really wanted to come, I really waited until I had a good hard answer from the Lord saying, yes, Miss Sherry, you need to go to Guatemala. And the first miracle came about a week later. I was coming out of a building and a stranger came up to me and he said, I don't know what you're thinking about doing, but you're supposed to do it. I was like, okay, Lord, you have my attention. And through prayer and talking with friends, I decided that that was what God wanted me to do, to come to Guatemala. So in my next video, I will show you the people who I work with and tell you more about what I do. and how you guys can help. This past year has been really difficult with COVID, and I know you understand that. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys and sharing prayers.